Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. What do we know so far? Let's first look at a bit of history. In August 2014, Scott Cawthon, a freelance game developer, released a point-and-click video game to the public with a simple but entertaining game mechanic.
Set in the fictional Freddy Fazbear's Pizza restaurant, the game focuses on a nighttime security guard, defending himself from the constant onslaught of the establishment's flawed animatronic characters, tracking their movements throughout the building using a security cam system.
Scott unknowingly launched the first installment of a famous world-famous franchise.
Influencers, critics, and YouTubers started testing the game purely by chance, and casual viewers got a somewhat bizarre inside the game. Easter eggs, secrets, and mysteries that popped up and disappeared from the game that apparently told a backstory. Such was the success of this game that it led Scott to make a second installment just 3 months after the launch of the first game, and as expected, Fnaf's popularity only grew like foam. There were more and more the fangames, more and more the drawings, more and more the songs, and more the theories. Scott found the perfect way to keep fans interested, and that was to pull out little hints and sparkles of story in every game, update of his page or Steam post for the fans who solved the mysteries that together form a complex story. The more games came out, the more fanbase grew, and in July 2015, when the saga was already on its fourth installment, it was reported that Jill Kennan had made a deal with Warner Brothers to direct a film adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's, even leaking some photos of what the animatronics were supposed to be. But as Scott released a series of game-inspired books, news of this movie didn't appear for 2 years. In June 2017, Kennan announced that Warner Brothers had cancelled his adaptation and would resign. We later found out that this was due to creative differences involving Scott. In fact, in the interview with Dauko, Scott mentions that one of the scripts that came to him was about killer stuffed animals. In this way, hopes of seeing Fnaf on the big screen died, all time while Scott continued to releasing toys, merchandising, and books. And in addition to the games were already in the 6 installments.
Half a year after Warner Brothers announced the cancellation of the project in early 2018, it was announced that Blumhouse Productions, the company in charge of The Purge, Paranormal Activity, and most recently The Invisible Man, was ready to make the movie with Chris Columbus, the director of movies like Home Alone and the first 2 movies of Harry Potter.
The project initially pointed to a launch date in 2020. Later that year, in November 2018, Scott Cawthon, who we now know will be the executive producer in charge of the script, said the film had been delayed because it is receiving a failed review.
Okay guys, I had a script written. Jason liked it, and Chris Columbus liked it too, but it toasted.
In the interview, we discovered that Scott's original idea was to adapt books instead of games. Fortunately, he discarded it and began writing the script of a trilogy that fans will be satisfied with.
I had a different idea for it, one that I liked better. I take responsibility for this delay. It's my fault. It's been a real challenge for everyone, including myself, to come up with a good screenplay for this, but I'm determined to find the right story, and I'm sticking to what I have always said. Either the right movie gets made, or no movie gets made. I hate delaying a project that's already seen so many delays, but I have to go with my instincts of what I think will be exciting and interesting, and what I think the fanbase will really want to see. If that means I have to start over 10 more times, then that's what I'm going to do. The good thing is that each attempt gets better and better, in my opinion, so despite the delays, it's going in the right direction.
A month ago, this image appeared on Reddit that was said to be a leaked image from the filming of the movie. But then the creator of the image came out saying that it was false and showing the process of how he created. Currently, the film does not have a release date due to the problems the world is going through, but we have some details here. A man starts a job working as a night watch security guard at the restaurant Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he discovers the animatronics move at night and will kill anyone they see.
According to IMDb, this is the synopsis, and yes, quite similar to what we read at the beginning of the video. This fits with what Scott told Dauko, that the scripts for the trilogy in the movies will only contain the story of the first 3 games, because he feels they are the best part of history. In addition to this, IMDb offers us other information, such as the film is in development, while Wikipedia tells us that it is already in post-production. Whatever the state of the film, at least we know that it is good, and that Scott will not disappoint us. Right?